Have you ever seen someone who is always perfectly on time, consistently takes responsibility for everything, and tries so hard to keep every single thing under control? Yet, if you look closely, there's a subtle, hidden tiredness and exhaustion in their eyes. People with Capricorn ascendant are often called strong by the world. But does anyone realize that this strength sometimes turns into a burden? Their composed face quietly endures an inner battle every single day. Their story often begins at the point where, in childhood, they are forced to grow up too soon, and that maturity then becomes a habit, a character trait, and eventually a mask. The ruler of Capricorn ascendant is Saturn. Saturn represents discipline, order, and karmic duty. Saturn never offers shortcuts. It wants you to learn everything on your own, whether it's love or loneliness. People with Capricorn ascendant are often called mature from a young age because Saturn makes them grow up quickly. They are given responsibilities before others, and courage is taken from them without even asking. The fear of Saturn isn't direct, it's subtle. It says, if I stop, everything will fall apart. That's exactly why these people never really cry openly, never pause for too long, and never, ever ask anyone else for help, no matter what. In astrology, the 3 houses, 6th, 8th, and 12th, are those areas where life tests us, then breaks us, and then rebuilds and reassembles us. Duh means suffering, and Isthana means place. So these are places where stories of fear, pressure, and heartbreak are hidden. For Capricorn ascendants, these houses become even more intense because Saturn's nature itself brings responsibility and a tendency to be reserved. Now, let's peel back each layer of these houses and see what they mean for those with Capricorn ascendant. For Capricorn ascendants, the 6th house falls in Gemini, where Mercury's thoughts, worries, and questions are always burning. Things here aren't straightforward. There's hesitation, mental overload, overthinking, and even a silent guilt. That guilt of wondering, am I doing everything right? These people have a checklist in their minds. A checklist for every day, every conversation, every silence. But no one knows that this checklist is never complete. Like there was a boy who was very smart. He was punctual. He was the support system for his family. People respected him a lot, but who was he really? When he went to bed at night, he would start thinking to himself, questioning himself about what he was lacking. Did I do well today? Did I do something wrong? And without fail, every day, these people internally punish themselves over something. This boy did the same thing. He would mentally scan himself every day. But he never spoke up because he felt that being strong was his duty. After all, people had already labeled him. This is what the 6th house Capricorn teaches. That self-improvement is a good thing, as long as it doesn't slowly force us to start hating ourselves. When all you do every day is think about what's lacking in you and never ask yourself what you did well, then self-growth stops being a journey and turns into a punishment. It's important for Capricorn ascendants to understand that if, in trying to become strong, you forget how to love yourself, then who is all that hard work really for? For them, the eighth house is not about fear, it's about ego. But when this is in Leo, it's not the ego, but the identity that starts to feel afraid. Capricorn ascendants feel here, if I let go of control, will I still be visible? Will people notice me? Here, the fear is of vulnerability, of exposure, of the spotlight, and most of all, of revealing your true self. Because Capricorn ascendants are very thoughtful and cautious in their approach. They don't want their inner world to come out. For example, there was a girl. Let's say her name is Radhika. She was a girl who appeared confident. But when she made a mistake during a presentation at the office, she spent the whole week staying quiet. From the outside, everything seemed normal, but she kept replaying the incident in her mind. She kept going over the mistake she made again and again in her head. She was afraid that if she showed her insecurity, people would think she wasn't capable. Because a Capricorn home teaches you that it's not necessary to appear perfect all the time. Sometimes, admitting your mistakes, expressing your exhaustion, or showing your weakness is also a form of self-respect. People who are always trying to prove themselves capable end up losing compassion for themselves. For those with Capricorn ascendant, vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's a courage to see themselves in their truth and to accept it. In the 12th house of Capricorn ascendants, that's where this place is. The practical world clashes with spirituality. Here, Jupiter's energy says let go, release, trust. But Capricorn's conditioning says no, plan and prove yourself. Plan and prove, that's the conditioning of Capricorn. And this is where the tug of war begins, which keeps going on in between. For them, failure is the biggest fear, but an even greater fear is letting someone see their fear. The 12th house becomes the home of anxiety, escapism, and trust issues, all of that. And many times, these people disconnect themselves from spirituality because they don't want to let go of control. There was a boy named Vivek. He was quite particular. He used to meditate in his life. He knew all the rituals. He had learned everything through logic. But when loneliness surrounded him, he even started doubting his own beliefs. He began to wonder whether he was actually feeling something or just playing a role. The 12th house teaches Capricorn ascendants that it's not necessary to control everything, just like Vivek experienced. Sometimes letting things flow, allowing yourself to feel tired, and trusting the universe is also part of the process. Evolving is a process too. People who try to manage every decision and every emotion often forget that true peace comes when we allow ourselves to just be. It's okay to be a little confused sometimes. Being a bit confused or uncertain means allowing yourself to be human, not a calculator. Because Jupiter says, feel your emotions. Don't try to rationalize them. Normally, people with Capricorn ascendant are caretakers of the home, the office, and even relationships. But gradually, they forget to take care of themselves. Their biggest struggle is giving themselves emotional permission. They feel that if they break down and cry, everything will fall apart. If they think about themselves, they'll be called selfish. But by always supporting others, these people end up drifting away from themselves. Their biggest healing moment often comes when they honestly pause for a moment and sincerely ask themselves, have I ever truly done something just because I genuinely enjoy it? Not out of any sense of responsibility, not for any particular reason, but simply because it makes me feel happy, fulfilled, and content? For Capricorn ascendants, this question is no longer just a thought or an idea. It becomes a healing mirror, where for the first time, they can truly feel a connection with themselves. Many times, while making decisions for others, they forget what their own preferences are. This question might seem small to you, but when it comes from the heart, believe me, that's exactly where healing begins. You might say, so many problems and fears have been pointed out, but what are the solutions? How can we deal with this? How can we manage it? So I would say this. For Capricorns, do slow, steady, solid healing, which I call Saturday Slow Day or Shunny Therapy. Every Saturday, intentionally do at least one task slowly. Like eating slowly, walking without looking at the mobile, or doing just one thing. Do only one thing at a time. On that day, do everything a little more slowly, take it easy. Because Saturn teaches you not to rush, there is direction in patience. Because Saturn is a planet that gives everything in life slowly and in a lasting way. It doesn't tell us to hurry, move ahead, and rush, but instead teaches us to be patient, trust the process, and take every step thoughtfully. Suppose a person with a Capricorn ascendant wants quick success. He works very hard, wants to do everything perfectly, but when things get delayed, like not getting a promotion or not forming relationships, he gets frustrated. Here, Saturn teaches us to pause. Stay consistent and focus on depth rather than speed. Only then will you receive true rewards. A Capricorn's real healing begins when they let go of control and choose compassion. Suppose someone with Capricorn rising plans their day perfectly every day. Waking up early, reaching work on time, taking responsibility for others, giving the right answer every time. But as soon as something happens outside of their plan, for example, let's say they had to send an important email and suddenly their data plan ran out, or the internet went down, or a colleague misunderstood and blamed them. They start getting angry at themselves. They think, it must have been my fault. I should have been better. So in this situation, what's really needed here is compassion. That means telling yourself, it's okay, you're only human. If it didn't happen today, I'll do it tomorrow. If the data plan ran out and I forgot to recharge, I can just do it now. It's not necessary to be in control all the time. Sometimes, just holding yourself together is the biggest achievement. So, one Sunday, or actually, I'd say every Sunday, ask yourself, can I allow myself to rest today? And if possible, if you enjoy writing, I'd suggest jotting down a few lines or a paragraph in your diary about your thoughts. Even just a little reflection can be helpful. On Sundays. Sometimes do something where you are fully present, but you have no control over the outcome. Like painting, gardening, or cooking a recipe without overthinking it, just letting yourself enjoy the process. Because Jupiter in the 12th house truly shines when Capricorn understands that it's not necessary to control everything. Trust means letting go of some things in their own time. Sometimes, instead of trying to understand everything, just feel it. For example, there was a girl who always planned everything. But when her job offer was suddenly canceled, for the first time, she didn't plan anything. She just sat for a few days, didn't think, just felt, and during that time she gained clarity about what she really wanted to do. For Capricorn ascendants, this is what Jupiter means. It's about realizing that growth doesn't just come from steps or processes, but also from surrender. Being a Capricorn ascendant isn't just about structure, it's also about the hidden struggles behind that structure. When you take care of the world of those around you, sometimes your own world drifts away. So next time someone says, "You're so dependable," just smile gently and say, "Yes, sometimes I need someone to lean on too." What's so wrong if you ask someone for support? Honestly, it will really help you. Learn to ask others for help as well. This is one of the remedies. Trust me, it will work. I hope you liked today's analysis, because I'd also love to know which part of today's analysis resonated with you the most. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to me, and I'm genuinely interested in hearing your thoughts and insights. Please feel free to share in detail which aspects stood out or made an impact on you, as your perspective helps me improve and create even better content in the future. That will help me understand you all better. Be sure to tell me in the comments. And if you know a Capricorn or someone with a Capricorn ascendant who takes care of everyone but never takes care of themselves, then make sure they hear this message by sharing this video with them. Subscribe to my channel because the next episode will go even deeper. About Aquarius ascendant who thinks about everyone but never really feels themselves. I hope you will definitely support me by following my channel. See you again in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself and look after the people around you. Bye. Bye.